are ready, let's start recording.
Done.
And then I will do an, okay. Hey everyone, so I'm gonna read an intro for you guys, something really exciting that I put together with my friend Eran here. I'm gonna explain what we're doing, but it's gonna be really, really cool. We designed this to be simple as possible. So this is not techie, this is something a fourth grader could understand and do. And I think you guys are gonna really like it. Okay, so I'm gonna read you this description real quick. So I have something new and exciting for you. This is additional to and does not replace the weekly group coaching that will be held every Wednesday. I have an artist training that I've been working on coming out today. It's about how to get your art way more visible to potential buyers on the internet without having to pay for expensive ads. This training is private and only available to those who paid to be in this group. Truth is always simple. The more complex a subject is, the less the person understanding, the more complex a subject is, the less the person teaching it understands it themselves. So first, I want to clear up a little terminology. The word search. When talking about computers, this word means the action of typing in a word or words into a little box to find something you're looking for. We do this online every day without thinking about it. Let's say you type in the words best restaurants near me. There are hundreds and potentially thousands of results that could come up. It is Google's job to find you the most appropriate top 10 or 15 results and list them to you in order in 0.00001 seconds. The bad news is if you aren't at the top of page 1, you don't get found. The good news, you can get to the top of page 1. When you do this, it's like placing an ad, and already hungry people will continuously find you. But you don't have to pay thousands of dollars a month to be on it. That's search. You have search boxes on Google, YouTube, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Fine Art America, etc. If you know how to get to the top of these, you will get hundreds and hundreds of sales without having to pay for ads. Next word, engine. The normal definition of this word is that big loud metal thing in the front of our cars. In computer talk, the word is almost never defined by itself. The word engine simply means something constructed to serve a function or output a particular thing. Back in the Middle Ages, something as simple as a battering ram to knock down doors or a catapult to throw huge stones at castle walls, these were called engines. It was just a thing that did something. Later, all kinds of other contraptions became known as engines, but its core meaning is something designed to do something. Next word, search engine. A search engine is a box, usually on the internet, you can type a word or words into that finds you the best, most relevant results for you. So you don't have to search through thousands of pages to find what you want. It's a free service, and it saves you hundreds of hours every year. This exists on Google, Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Fine Art America, etc. Next word, optimization. Optimization is the action of making something as good as possible, making something into its optimum condition. While nothing is ever perfect, you can always push in the direction of your ideal situation. An example would be a world-class Olympic athlete. They'll be training for years to optimize their skill and physical fitness. It'll never be perfect, but training is optimizing, getting as close to perfect as possible. When one is starting a new business, optimizing can be as simple as taking a part of their business from a 1 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10. This is an incredibly valid undertaking. Even if going from 1 to 6 to start with only gets you 1 extra sale per month, that can make all the difference. The hardest part about getting started in business is getting discouraged at the beginning. Once you start getting those sales rolling in, it gets addictive. One keeps rolling even when it's hard. So getting those first few sales in the door are as important as your next 20 sales that come after. Once you've made thousands of sales of your own art, you start to feel invincible, and you can then focus on pushing each aspect from a 6 to a 10. So with that in mind, I want to introduce a concept called search engine optimization. This is the practice of making your websites, Amazon Handmade, Etsy, eBay, Fine Art America, etc., findable. If you specialize in painting, for example, Italian countryside with red poppies at sunset oil paintings, and someone searches Google for Italian countryside with red poppies at sunset oil paintings, and you're on page 1,184,980 of Google, they'll never find you. Search engine optimization is the action of tweaking a few details about your websites that make them findable to people who are looking for what you have to offer. It's simple. Together with my very good friend and marketing genius, Eran Bucai, we will coach you on how to make your art findable online by people looking to buy what you offer. But made so simple, a fourth grader could understand and do it. You do not want to miss this. All right, so I'm going to hand you over to Eran. He took me through a demonstration about 4 or 5 days ago that absolutely blew my mind as an artist. I've been selling online my art for years, and this is something that I'd never seen. It was so damn simple, powerful, and easy to implement. Literally a fourth grader could do it. And I've been omitting this for years, and I've probably lost tens of thousands of dollars because of it. Since he showed me this, I've been implementing and putting this into my own sites. And I'm really, really excited to share this with you. So Eran, do you want to give a quick introduction on who you are, why you're qualified to teach this, and then launch into the screen share?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Thanks, Greg. So, look, I've been working online in the entrepreneurial journey for about 3 years, since the beginning of 2017. Been working online for myself since June last year, 2019. And I've been really fortunate to kind of figure it out in this past year. So I actually live off passive income, and I do a number of things: online marketing, affiliate marketing, copywriting, coaching, consulting, online courses, a mixture of stuff. There's one
So
element.
hang on. So when you say you live off passive income, that
Yeah,
means that you could sleep, you could stay in bed for the next year, and
yeah,
all your bills, business and personal, would be paid, right?
that's right. Exactly, exactly.
Wow.
Now, business never stops, right? So if I'm gonna go to
Yeah.
sleep for a month, things will go wrong, obviously. But whether I get more sales this month or not, I'm good to go. So during the pandemic, for example, I've got everything still rolling in and covering in different ways. So
Wow.
passive income comes in many forms, really. I've got
Yeah.
software subscriptions, and I've got affiliate marketing, which is promoting other people's products and getting a commission when a sale is made, and so on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very powerful situation to be in. It takes a massive amount of stress of having to come up with the next sale, which pretty much 99%
Yeah.
of people in the world are suffering from, right?
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
whether it's a sale for the business you're in, or it's the employment, like you need the next check. That's just the way it is. So if you stop going to
100%.
work, well, you're not going to get paid. So, you know, and it's a lot of hard work to get to that point, but I kind of figured out how to do it. And the reason why SEO is really great is
Oh,
because
by the way, guys, the word search engine optimization, making
SEO.
yourself findable, is abbreviated to SEO. I'm
Yeah.
like going to be the filter here for fourth grade level. So anything that a fourth grader could understand, I'm just going to jump in. Sorry for the interruption. Go
Perfect,
ahead.
perfect. Now, the way I've gotten the passive income and everything I've done this year has been very much a sales outreach, very much like going after prospects, following up, all of that stuff. Now, if
Yeah.
you look at, and I get most of my clients from Facebook, so I did a lot of that. And if you look at Instagram, you just gotta isolate the differences between the social media, because when somebody says social media platforms, you might think, oh, it's all the same. But actually, it's not at all, because Facebook, when you post something and it disappears from the feed, it's gone. Like, no one's gonna see it again, really. They might see it if there's a bit more engagement, but otherwise, it's gone. Like the feed, somebody scrolls through it, you don't see it again. Instagram, same thing. With YouTube and with Google, it's very, very different, because once you're there, somebody can find it again and again and again. It's not a feed. It's based on algorithm and searches. So
Now, real quick, algorithm, just
yeah,
super simple. It's a computer program that automatically finds search results based on how relevant it is for you. So it's a million mathematical computations and calculations and everything
yeah,
that tells Google what to show you based on a bunch of things. But an algorithm is just a computer program that gives you your search results. That's all
yeah,
it means.
yeah, exactly.
Sorry, continue.
Now, in reality, because it's been very much an outreach, even though I'm building passive income streams, the actual customer acquisition element is still manual. I still have to invest time to get that. So the way I've figured out that I need to really focus on is figuring out how to play the SEO game. So I've been practicing that for the last 6 months. And I'd say about 2 months ago, I've really nailed how to do YouTube search engine optimization, YouTube SEO. So I can
Yeah.
rank on any keyword, not any keyword, but I can rank on keywords that I want to, that are worth going after and being on the first page. And we'll talk about that very soon in terms of what is a keyword, how does it work, and all that.
Love it. I just want to jump in here. Sorry, just for artists out there. So he was saying like Facebook, Instagram, etc. It's a feed. Once it's been popular for a couple days, it disappears, kind of never to be seen again, buried in your timeline.
It's buried.
However, yeah, Google and YouTube are kind of evergreen. They are, they have everlasting life. Something else that is evergreen is Amazon, Etsy, eBay, Fine Art America. So if you have a really, really good listing that you put out there, you will make traffic and conversions and sales and money and outflow for the rest of your life, for as long as that stays relevant.
That's
which
right.
Instead of 3 days, you're looking at a 3-year window.
That's
so
right.
While he is a master at mastering YouTube SEO, it's very, very similar to Amazon, eBay, Etsy, the way that you are going to be selling your art. So listen to what he's going to say with the filter of, I'm going to apply this to my art listings so that I can sell art. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's all the same, actually. Google is the most complicated search engine because it's like searching for everything. Amazon, for example, is actually a much simpler search engine because the criteria that they look after is, buyer behavior, things like that are just totally intended to buyer, like what listing am I going to put up that is going to result in people buying? That's the Amazon algorithm. That's their purpose, whereas you've got something like Instagram or whatever, YouTube, they want to just keep you on the platform to just entertain, just so you're engaged with it, they just want you to be there forever. Whereas Amazon, they want you to make a purchase. It's very, very, very specific, right? Now, you explained what algorithm really, really well, and I wanted to break that down to start with. There is really just two main criterias that make the algorithm work. There's many sub-criteria, but there's really just two elements. Number one is what we call on-page SEO, and the other one is off-page SEO. On-page means that it's actually the things you can personally control, whereas the off-page, you don't have that under your control so much. So for example, if I'm going on Amazon now and Amazon already knows that I'm an audiobook junkie, right? The first thing I'll see is all these audiobooks recommendations. They will not have something like, fine art picture coming up because I've never searched for it necessarily, right? So there's things that you cannot control what the buyer behavior are of people. You can't control that. That's off-page SEO, right?
Right.
The on-page SEO is what you can control. So for example, your listing is what you can control. What's the headline? What's the picture? What's the description, right?
Yeah.
Now, there is a fine line between making a description that's really attractive to a buyer, so they want to buy, right? But also, there is the other element where you want to include the right words that makes that particular listing show up ahead of others. So there is.
So I'm gonna translate that super simply for the art world. I love what you're saying, Eran. Like this is dynamite. When you post something on Amazon Marketplace, like Amazon Artist Marketplace, you have a title, blue painting of beautiful birds in the lake, whatever. Every time somebody types in lake, birds, blue, painting, there's a chance that you'll get seen. So you have to make your listings digestible by a human and enticing, telling a great story and sucking them into the emotion of the picture like we've been training about in the last couple of weeks. And it has to be digestible by the algorithm, the computer programming within Amazon, Etsy, eBay, whatever, so that you're findable. So it's this balancing action, but it's actually really, really simple once you know the basic senior important datums here. Yeah. So you want to tell a human beautiful story, but then you want to pepper that. You want to include the keywords like painting. If you like egrets, if you're painting egrets, get egret in there a bunch of times, closer to the top or whatever the rules are. He knows the technical stuff on that, more important. But having that kind of dual, digestible by a human, digestible by a computer is so key. And that's what he's going to teach us in a sec here.
That's exactly right. Exactly. So I figured the best way is I'll show you an actual example of something that I do on YouTube, right? So this is a video that I recently posted, and I called it Sales Letter Template Free Download for Beginners, right?
Yeah.
Now, the reason I did that, there's a number of factors. I'll just show you the factors of YouTube SEO, and then obviously that can translate to all the other stuff, different types of whatever it is you're doing, Etsy or Amazon or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, this title is obviously indicative for somebody who is looking for a sales letter template.
Yep.
They want to be able to download it for free, and they are a beginner. So I'm appealing to somebody who's a beginner. I'm appealing to somebody that wants something for free, and I'm appealing to somebody that's looking for a sales letter, right?
Yeah.
So it's very, very carefully chosen, okay? Now, if you look, I also have here on the hashtags, I have sales letter template, free download, sales letter. So again, it's very, very carefully chosen in alignment with this, right?
Now, can you give a really, really simple definition of hashtag and why artists would use them?
Hashtag, it's think of it like just like here on the search. It's just another signal, like on YouTube, to give YouTube to know, okay, if it's sales letter template, it's relating to this video.
Okay, sweet. So I want to define something really quick. You have something in internet marketing called a keyword, and a keyword is a word that buyers or searchers type in. And it's also a word that you need to have on your website so that people who are searching for you find you. If you're a cook of delicious Italian meatballs with spaghetti, Italian meatballs, spaghetti, delicious, these would be keywords. They're words that people search for that indicate that you're the right one to be found. So there's like an attack and defense aspect of that. They're searching for you and you're trying to be findable. So a keyword, a hashtag is just a way of getting keywords into a YouTube video, an Amazon listing, an Etsy listing, an eBay listing, etc. So a hashtag, even on Instagram, if you want people looking for silly dances to this new popular song done in slow motion, the song, the artist, the album, the silly dance, the word silly, these would all be keywords. And on Instagram, in order to be findable, you go hashtag keyword, and then anyone searching those keywords on Instagram, whatever, finds your videos.
Yeah.
So on YouTube, hashtags are really important because people who are searching for concepts, subjects, ideas will find your videos if you use hashtags correctly. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Instagram, it's much more applicable than YouTube. So that's definitely like Instagram is a hashtag library, really, you know?
Okay.
Much more. Now, if we look at this particular keyword, right, there is a reason why I chose that. I actually use a software that tells me what keywords are worth going after, because some keywords are really, really competitive, which means that there is so many videos and so much content on that one topic on YouTube that even if I try to create a video on it, the chances of me being found on that first page is really small, right?
Okay, so when you say competitive, you mean like, let's say you're not going to compete against Apple or against Microsoft for like selling a computer. Like when you type in computer, you're going to find Apple or Microsoft before you find your little eBay listing.
Yeah, exactly. So let's say that I want to, let's say I'm a fitness person, right? Let's just pretend I'm a fitness person. And then I want to create a six-pack training on how to do a HIIT workout, right? High intensity interval training, right? If you were to type HIIT workout, there is gonna be so many videos coming up. It is ridiculous. Like it's so
right, because like millions of trainers know that people are looking for a six-pack, so millions of trainers have those keywords in their titles, their descriptions, and some of them have been online for years, and they've spent millions of dollars in advertising. So you starting out are never going to be able to compete with them yet. So I guess we got to find the non-competitive niches where we can stand out and be visible, right?
That's right. So the way to do that is you want to find that niche or that one. We call it in marketing like a blue ocean strategy. Find an area where it's not saturated with red ocean, with a lot of blood and a lot of competition. You want to find that piece but it's still not saturated, right?
By the way, guys, red ocean, blue ocean, it's just a marketing concept, meaning like, imagine you're fishing for fish, and it's a blue ocean. The ocean is naturally blue. And then you start catching fish, and then the sharks come and they start like competing for your fish. And then it's like a feeding frenzy, and there's like a bunch of blood in the water, and it's really hard to fish because there's 1,000 sharks trying to eat your fish. You then sail 100 miles away and it's back to a blue ocean. So blue ocean is a non-competitive area. Red ocean is where everybody's fighting for the scraps, and it's not a very great place to be in.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah. Sorry, Eran, I really apologize. Like, I feel so rude, like interrupting everybody.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's really important. It's really important. We're working with artists. We're working with visionaries. We're working with amazing, talented painters, photographers, whose major skill and ability uplifts and inspires people. But they tend to not be so techy. So I'm just really sorry to interrupt you all the time, but just I really want to break it down so it's digestible for like a fourth grader.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I've got a tool on YouTube that I use. This is actually a paid tool. I pay $4.50 for it a month. But what it does is, you see, it gives me a chance to type the keyword, right, that I'm looking to maybe go after in terms of like getting some exposure, obviously, for me, right? In your case, you're looking to sell it, but for me, it's just pure exposure. So if I type the word sales letter, you could see it says it's poor, which means although this keyword is searched very often, it is bad to target because it's extremely competitive and hard to rank for, right?
Okay, when you say hard to rank for, that means like you end up on page 65, right? Not
exactly.
page 1.
No one's going to find you there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
got it. Super competitive, red ocean.
Right. So this is a keyword. Now, there is another term that the way to find better keywords to go after, it's what's called a long tail keyword, which just means it's a keyword that somebody searches, but it's a lot longer. So instead of typing the word sales letter, it's how do I write a professional sales letter?
Cool. And by the way, when it says long tail keyword, the word tail here, it's just like a metaphor for like I don't know, like imagine a lizard or a cat with a really long tail. So you have the main thing, which is the cat, but then you have like a really long tail of other stuff, which is still the cat, but it's like super long. So the word tail doesn't mean anything technical here. It just means like a super long keyword.
Yeah. So now
I had to look that up in the dictionary. I was like, what the hell's a tail? That's all it means. It just means long. It could have just said a long keyword, but no, they called it a long tail keyword, whatever. But I just wanted you to know that definition so you weren't confused on that.
Exactly.
I know I was.
So the title of this video, remember, was Sales Letter Template Free Download for Beginners, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to now click Explore, and then you'll see what the result for that is, right? So now it says, excellent. Even though there is some competition, the search volume is high enough to make it a great keyword to target.
And by the way, a keyword, when we say keyword, we can also mean a key phrase, like 5 words put together, right?
That's exactly right. Keyword, key phrase, anything.
Okay, cool. So keyword, key phrase are interchangeable. I got really confused on that because I thought like a word was just a word, a phrase is like multiple words.
Yeah.
But okay, so in marketing, keyword, key phrase are interchangeable. So like the example I gave at the beginning, Italian paintings in the countryside with red poppies, or red. Both of those would be keywords. One red, and one's a long tail keyword. Red oil paintings in the Italian countryside at sunset. Both of those are keywords, even though one is 1 word and one is like 15 words or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So now I've deleted the for beginners part, right? Just so to show you the example. So I've now made it shorter, not as long. And you'll see it's still good. It says good, but it's less, right? And again, it just goes back to, you got to just figure out what is that word that's really going to give you exposure, that's good to go after because it's a blue ocean. All this means is it gives you, okay, if it's green, it's a blue ocean you can go after. That's all that means.
Cool. Okay. So it's really, actually go back to that. I want to point something out that I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
You go back to that tool. Type in what you were typing in before.
Oh yes, sales letter template, free download for beginners. For beginners, you want me to look at?
Yes, please. Yeah, because that was in the green, right? Okay, so you see that little dial where it's left on one side. Sorry, it's red on the left and green on the right. So that is actually showing it in the middle, but then if you go down, there's those lines and it says search volume, competition, blah, blah, blah. So one's good, one's bad, one's good, and that balances out at like medium.
That's right.
I think that's so cool because like, I don't know, you have that in anything in life. Like, I don't know, if you're looking for like a marital partner, you know, are they kind? Are they understanding? You know, are they attractive? Are they, do they have lots of energy? You know, like you got a bunch of things, and then that kind of summarizes to a 1 to 10 grid. So I'm not trying to be sexist or anything here, but just like you gauge things in life with like a single rating based on a bunch of different factors, combined ratings. I hope that makes sense.
That's right.
Anyway, I just thought that was really cool, and you can look at the individual parts that you're looking for and then get a generalized rating there for your keyword.
Yeah.
Cool. So continue. Sorry, keep interrupting you.
So now I've got on the whole YouTube thing there, I've got a full training on that, which I've got a video on YouTube on it, which is actually 43 minutes. This is this one.
Okay, cool.
So I won't dive into YouTube too much. I just wanted to give you the concept of that SEO, so you can apply it in general. But if you do want to check out the YouTube in general, this is the video, and you see.
Cool. And we'll pin the comment in a comment down below at the end of this video so that you can find his video. Everything I've ever looked at Eran's stuff, it's fantastic. It's simple. He doesn't get overly complicated with stuff that doesn't matter. Highly recommend him in particular. Like I know 30 people who do similar things to Eran. He's the simplest. He really gets the beginner mindset. Like, you're online, you don't know what the hell you're doing, you don't know what a freaking SEO is. He breaks it down simpler than anyone I've ever seen. He really cares. So any of his marketing materials, whether it's video, free videos, whatever, is really worth exploring if you want to go deeper, because he keeps it simple. And as artists, we tend not to be techies. Simple is better. So I will be sharing his links down to his free videos because they're awesome. Sorry, continue.
Thanks for that. So let's look here on the YouTube. A lot of people don't pay attention to this, but the description is really what makes a huge difference on what I said about the on-page SEO. Consider the description the same as your product listing, right? Now,
okay, so like an Amazon listing, like let's say you're selling a painting, the description of the painting on Amazon is similar to the description on YouTube. Yeah, that makes sense.
Same. It's the same concept. Now, obviously, because now there is so many listings on Amazon, there is so many YouTube videos, there is no human sitting behind a computer isolating which one should go where. So there is really just very simple way, the way they adjudicate it is whether when somebody searches something on Amazon, like they're looking for iPhone cases, as to which one they're going to pick. And they will pick it because they will go through and actually the algorithm, the computer generated thing, is going to find the different keywords peppered all throughout in a specific way. It will make the algorithm think, oh, this is the relevant search, the relevant item for this person, right?
Yeah.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, so I typed, you probably don't see YouTube descriptions this long usually, but that's exactly why it's good for me, because people don't really know this stuff so much. But let me just show you. I'm going to copy and paste this, and I'm going to put it on a software that is free. You can go to wordcounter.net. Okay. I'm going to paste it in, and I'll show you. So this, first of all, counts how many words there are, how many characters there are. But
now this website you're using, wordcounter.net, that's a free tool, right? You can just type that in.
Free tool.
Okay, cool.
Now you can see here what's called keyword density. Density is purely how much percentage of that keyword or phrase is being used compared to all the other text in that page, basically.
That makes sense, yeah.
Right.
So like if you use it one time and there's like 100 words, the density would be 1%. If you use that word 90 times in a 100-word essay, it would be, keyword density would be 90%.
That's right.
That would just be gibberish. That would just be the word again and again.
That's right, exactly. Now, while you want to check out, like obviously if you're doing Etsy, you're doing Amazon, you want to get advice on what's the best for that particular platform, because it depends. But a rough estimate is between 2 to 4% of keywords is a decent amount. Like anything below 2, you're gonna struggle. Anything
So,
above
so the
4,
density, the optimum density of your keywords in your description should be about 2 to 4%.
yeah,
Okay, cool.
exactly. Give or take, it varies, and again, nobody really knows the algorithm, because if you would, then you can just game the system easy. So nobody really knows, but from everything
It's like a
I've
trade
read,
secret.
what's that?
It's like a trade secret. Google
Yeah,
keeps
like
it secret.
Google will not really tell you what's the exact percentage, but you can kind
Okay.
of tell it's generally 2 to 4 is from everything I've studied, it's 2 to 4. So you might find an article that says more, you might find an article that says don't do too much, but that's, from my experience, 2 to 4 works well.
Cool.
You know, and if you go a bit higher, it's not the end of the world. It's just, the main thing is you don't what's called keyword stuffing, which is basically shoving the keyword. Like, you want to pepper it in a way which it's relevant, not just like shoving it for no reason, right?
Yeah, it still makes sense. So you're not saying like, I love Italian landscapes with red poppies at night because whenever I paint Italian red landscapes with pepper at night, it reminds me of my childhood where I painted Italian landscapes at sunset at night. Like if you sound like a moron saying it,
Unnatural. So
yeah,
Google,
if it's unnatural, it detects that and it
that's right.
penalizes you for it. So
And
you don't want to get
get
stupid.
penalized. You get penalized for that, and then you definitely don't rank. So you want to be careful
Right.
about that. But then here, let's remind you the keyword here was sales letter template, free download for beginners, right? Now, if you look at the word counter, it gives you the keyword density of a 3-letter phrase, a 2-letter phrase, and a 1-letter phrase. So if you look,
Okay, so a 1-letter phrase, a 2-letter phrase, and a 3-letter phrase, these are all still keywords.
correct.
Just sometimes there's 1 word in the keyword, 2 words in the keyword, or 3 words in the keyword. Okay, cool, yeah, I'm tracking.
If you look based on one keyword, just one, the first one is sales, then letter, then template, then free, then download, then beginners.
And that's your title.
That's my title.
Wow.
8%, 7%, 6%, 5%, 4%, 3%.
Is that how you chose the title?
I chose the title to start with based on that software tool that gave me the excellent choice to go after it.
Got it.
So the first step was to go through this tool and do the keyword research and figure out what's the keyword I'm after. And then I just played around to find, and I found the keyword, and I'm like, okay, got it. That's the one that I'm after, right? And then I went to word counter, and then I started writing naturally what I wanted to say. And then when I finish naturally saying what I want to say, I then look at the keyword density, and I'm like, I got to figure out how to pepper in the word sales a bit better, or the word letter a bit better. You know what I mean?
Totally. Cool.
Yeah. And then it ended up, so for one word, this is the top, so that's perfect. Number 2 is sales letter, letter template, template free, free download, download beginners. Again, it's the first top 5 are actually pretty much identical to my title, which is the keyword I'm after, right? And then 3-word phrase is sales letter template free, template free download beginners, get sales letter. So again, it's actually really identical, very similar to what I'm trying to go after, right? So that's how I was like, okay, this is good. I can go after that.
Love it.
Now, once I added it here, there is another way that you can get ranked on YouTube. So obviously there's the keywords on the description, but there's also the tags. You know how when you upload a YouTube video, you do tags?
Yeah.
So the tags are the exact same thing as hashtags on Instagram, except on YouTube it's called tags. That's all. There's no difference.
Okay, cool. So they're keywords that you can place in the video.
Yeah.
That will help people find you on top of the description. It's additional to the description.
Exactly. It's just another indicator for YouTube to know what should they, what is the video about? You're basically telling the YouTube algorithm, what is my video about, by writing the description and by creating the tags, basically.
I love it.
Right.
By the way, I just want to tell my audience here, if anybody is looking at this and they're like, oh my God, this is the answer to what I've been looking for, but you don't feel like getting in getting all, doing the process because it's overwhelming, reach out to Eran. I'm going to put his contact details in the comments in this video, and reach out to him. He has several systems. Some it's like free training where you can just read it and do it if you feel like doing that. Some it's like he helps you a little bit, and it's a little bit, it's a paid service obviously because he's helping you personally, and it's like he's doing it with you and kind of guiding you along and coaching you, and it's very, very affordable compared to other coaches out there that charge 10 times, 20 times what he does. But so a little bit of help, it's kind of done with you, and then above that he has done for you, where you tell him what you want, and he and his team go in and like, marketing ninjas just do it all for you, and you don't have to think about it. Now that is obviously the most expensive option because it takes the most of his personal time, but he's incredibly affordable, in my opinion, massively undercharges for his services. But I just want to put that disclaimer there of like, if this sounds amazing, but you're like, I don't even know where to start, just talk to him and he can help you find the best solution for your specific needs.
Totally. Thanks for that. So then here on the tags, you wouldn't necessarily see this, but it's because I've got this paid software that I use. I can actually see where it ranks if somebody does a search. So when I click it, it will actually show me in green what spot on YouTube, when somebody searches for that keyword, I will come up.
Nice.
So here, if somebody searches for the word sales letter template, free download for beginners, I will come up on the first spot. Right?
Wow. Wait, that means like of the entire internet, of the entirety of YouTube, if somebody types in those 7 words, you are number one.
Correct.
You own that category. You own that market.
That's right. Exactly.
Holy shit. That's awesome.
Yeah. So there's 7 different keywords somebody can type on YouTube, and I will come up on the first page, mostly on the first place. This one is 4 and 5, but sales letter template for free. If you go and do a search right now, you'll see that I come up on the 4th place, for example, right?
Wow.
If you were to search for probably the most competitive keyword I've managed to get up, if you were to go right now and search for the word software reviews, you'll see my video on the top.
Wow.
Yeah,
cool.
One of my videos. So, but again, it works the same way with Amazon, with anything, Amazon will obviously boost you more if you have more sales because they're interested in people buying stuff. So whatever is going to be a bestseller is going to be more likely to get up there, right? So there's definitely an element of, if you're doing sales on Amazon, you probably want to also help send people to Amazon to make purchases by actual sales, don't just rely on the search engine per se, but the more sales you have, the more you'll get boosted. That's one of the biggest criteria for them, obviously, because Amazon is sales driven, right?
I love it.
Yeah.
So Eran, I want to end off this video at this point. I don't want to give too much overwhelming data.
100%.
By the way, Eran can talk about this stuff for hours. He's the freaking master at this. And that's not a bad thing. That's not even a little bit of a bad thing. It's amazing. But I just want to give people a taste here. There's a lot. If you rewatch this video and do it along in real time, there's some really key actionable datums in here that you can actually use to immediately start optimizing your listings. And literally, if something can go from a 1 to a 6 in terms of like a scale 1 to 10, if the quality of your listing SEO can go from a 1 to a 6, if all that brings you is 1 extra sale a month, the encouragement, the confirmation that you're not insane by trying to be an artist and sell your work, just as a validation from the market of 1 sale a month does something. It's just something internal, emotionally, logically, like you really want to do this, guys. So whether you feel like diving in yourself and doing it all yourself, totally cool. Eran has tons of free videos and resources to do that with. If you feel like you need a helping hand, he can help you, kind of a guide to, and it'll cost a little bit. He'll discuss that with you, but it's nothing. It's very reasonable, nothing outrageous. And then if you just want it done all for you, kind of like a concierge service, you dump the workload on him, so to speak, and he just runs with it. It is a little bit more, but no matter what you do, I really do think for your Amazon, Etsy, eBay listings, definitely take advantage of this, because this can be the difference of finding hundreds and thousands of customers who are looking for what you're selling, which is the most valuable kind of customer or traffic.
Yeah.
And show them your listings. So yeah, I just wanted to wrap that up. Thank you so much, Eran, for being on here. Did you want to add anything else before you go?
I wanted to give everybody one action step to do today, right away.
Like
And
homework?
that is to take whatever listing they already have and put
Yeah.
it on word counter and see what is the actual keywords that they currently have, and test it out, and just do one test for themselves and actually observe and play around with that.
Cool. And then see if those are the keywords that they want to be ranking for.
Correct. Because then maybe they're after. When I figured out this process, what I did is I went through and I found all this old stuff that I did and I put it here, and I'm like, nobody will ever find me. It has nothing to do with anything.
Wow. It was very sobering. We did that experiment, Eran and I, like 4 or 5 days ago.
Yeah.
I took one of my best-selling listings, I think, and put it onto word counter. And it was ranking for words like, I don't know, words
Totally
like that
disrelated.
and yeah, and like it would like sidewalk, I think, was on there.
It was
Grass,
worse to do with your
trees.
story, because you were telling a story about a location or something.
Yeah,
It was
had
the location.
nothing to do with the Eiffel Tower or Nashville skyline or whatever it was that I
Yeah.
was trying to sell. And I was like, people looking for sidewalk and grass recommendations, they might find me, but not people. So anyway, it was a huge eye-opening thing for me. And yeah, so I just wanted to call that little humor.
Exactly. So that's the action step for the day. Simple, take away one thing is actually do something with this information.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, cool. Thank you so much. Again, I'm going to pin the comments below so you can reach out to Eran personally and he can kind of guide you through the recommended, like, do you want to do it yourself? Do you want to do it kind of hand in hand? Do you want to have him do it all for you? No matter what, I would recommend doing this. Thank you so much. And everyone, I hope you're doing well and have a great time.